get in the car and the house. How are you going to impact the generation? Vision is a result of godly inspiration. Vision is not the mission. Vision is generation. The mission is the purpose. The mission comes from the vision. Vision is generational. Vision is manifested in phases. How many doesn't happen overnight? Someone write a vision want to happen overnight. How many it took 7 years for this church to come? I told you in the second year we were praying over the chairs, and it was like 8 people coming to the church. And I remember my son looked at me, my oldest son, he would come there, we get there an hour early, sometimes 3 hours early. And we would pray earlier in the early days. The service was at 5, we would get there at 2. And we lay hands on, we would set up the nursery by faith. We set up the children's room by faith. Didn't have any children yet. Zion was our first child born into the church. We said, we're going to get people pregnant if we have to. We're going to grow this church one way or the other. Amen? So Zion was our first baby nursery. But for a year, we set up the nursery by faith. My sons looked at me and said, are we ever going to have people for these things? I said, yes, sir. They're in the spirit realm right now. Okay, they're in the spirit realm. And our first Easter, when we had our first Easter service, we had 144 people. I said, these are all the people that were in the spirit realm. Remember that question you asked me a year ago? They're here now. Are y'all with me? Learn, teach your children how to see things manifest. Vision is manifested in phases. Vision is always given to individuals. God will use you. He'll use you. Everybody say, Jesus. Say this. Jesus will give me vision. Vision is always given to individuals. Vision is greater than the visionary. It's always going to be something that's bigger than you. If your vision is something that you can accomplish in yourself, it's not big enough. It's just not big enough. Vision is more powerful than death. Isn't that true of Martin Luther King? Gabby Lewis said something. She says her mom encouraged her to find a dream. The beginning of that whole story with the Gabby Douglas story, she says, my mom encouraged me to dream a dream and cause it and then commanded it to be vision. Dream your biggest dream and then make it your life vision. She says, and if you eat it, if you sleep it, if you dream, if you live it, it'll come to pass. That's so true, isn't it? That's so true. Vision empowers people to action. Next slide, please. One of the most important things to do, quote by Rudolph Giuliani, stage is to visualize things in your mind. Let's keep going. So I'll review. Vision statement says this, and I want you to see now we're getting ready to write our vision statements, but I want you to go. This says what you want out of life. So what I want you to do, I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to think about what you want in life. If failure was not an option, what would you want to accomplish? I want you to think about that. What do you want for your family? What do you want for your children? What do you want for your grandchildren? You can open your eyes now. Vision defines the person you are. We're doing a personal vision. So who are you? Who are you? Not who do you aspire to be? Because I want vision to speak of the best you. It's the best part of you. Amen? How many know you're not called just to be a Jew, to be a felonious because you got a felony? That's not who you are. It's the best part of you. Amen? I'm a father that loves his wife and loves his children. Are y'all with me? I'm a provider. You say, well, Pastor, I don't got a job right now. No, you put down, I am a provider. Are you with me? You need to begin to write down and speak who you are. Amen? See, a lot of us, we wait till it happen before we begin to see it. Amen? You got to see it before you see it. I was a pastor before we started to become church. Did you hear me? I saw it before it came to pass. Details and principles and beliefs. Write down what are you willing to die for? And more than that, what are you willing to live for? Come on, what would you die for? Talk to me real quickly. Come on, somebody raise your hand and give me something. Go ahead. Your family. You're willing to die for your family. If at 1 o'clock in the morning you hear a noise, you getting up, right? With your back or whatever else you got in that house. Are y'all with me? God forbid. I know Brian, he's not this type of man, but some of us be all under the bed. Wife got to come get you. That's not the type of man you want, amen? Thank God. You don't want that type of man. You want to send that back, amen? Hear a noise, you walking down the street, they taking off running. Talking about, I'm glad you made it. You don't want that type of man, amen? Detail what you want, amen? Who you are, what are you willing to die for? Is education important to you? Is it important for your children? Have you laid out? Do they understand that you want more than high school for them? Do you understand a high school diploma is a college BS degree is equivalent to a high school diploma now? So you want them to get a master's. You want them to get their doctorate. You understand people fought so they could get their master's and their doctorate, and we just sell it for a 4-year and a 2-year degree? Are y'all with me? Do you understand that we're number 14 and 22 in math and sciences in the world now? It's the first time a superpower has ever been so low on the scale that they're shipping out jobs to India and China and all these other places because our kids aren't smart enough to do the work. Something's wrong with that. We say, well, that's all right because I wasn't good at it. Isn't to have vision that you want them better than you? I thank God that my grandmother, with a 7th grade education that sent all her kids to college, 7 kids to college, did not settle with me just getting 7th grade education. But she wanted her grandson to have a college degree. Are you with me? You got to want more. And that's what vision does. Aren't you glad that my great-grandfather, Pop Allen, who was born in slavery times, didn't want me just to be a slave and walk around talking about, yes, sir, boss. Aren't you glad that he had a vision for a family, that they would achieve and grow and go beyond? And that he took my dad and would say, read the Bible to me, son. And if they read something wrong, even though he was in the older years getting blind, he would correct them. So they didn't say that now. Because he knew his word. He was a man that knew his word. Are y'all with me? Dad, I listen to you. You may not think I'm listening. I listen when you tell me the stories. Details, principles, and beliefs. That's what you got to write down. What do you believe? What do you stand for? What are you willing to live for? Education, family. What's some other things? Talk to me quickly. What are you willing to live for? Come on, talk to me. What? You. All right, you're important to you. Okay. That's good. What else? Come on. Own a home. You want ownership. You believe in home ownership. What else? Children believing in God. That should be way up on the list. Number 1. Amen? Me believing in God. Amen? Keeping God first. What else? Come and talk to me. Come on, let's talk. My kids being saved. Okay. That's important. What else? Entrepreneurship. If you're called on you, if you ain't called to work for somebody for the rest of your life, how's what you're doing right now? How are you going to move toward that? What's the vision that you have? How are you going to start your business? See, when I went into real estate, I understood even under that I would have to work for somebody for a tenure. So I went to said, if I got to work for somebody, I'm going to go out for the best company there. I got with Senator Johnny Isaacson Company, Northside Realty, which later became RE/MAX. Joined them, found the best office, sat under his tutelage for a year, and understood. I told my wife, I'm going to pay these high fees, I'm going to learn from the best. In a year, I'm out of here. Amen. And I'm going to go on to my own and set up my own office. Are you with me? But I didn't mind being under an apprenticeship with a purpose. Does that make sense? I teach my kids, I said, you can't go into your business right away. You got to sit under somebody, learn the ins and outs of a business, and then you can go on to your own. Are y'all with me? That's why as a young man in my 30s, in a company where the average age was 54, I could come in and become a top producer in business brokering in a brokerage firm because I knew how to sit. I knew how to take in my environment, write down where I wanted to go, and then get there. Does that make sense? Vision gives you the power to create and design your life around your personal values. Go to the next one, please. Our time is going by. Are y'all getting something out of this? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself. Get these questions down, okay? Because true vision is the product of clear sense of purpose and deep inspiration. These questions will help you. What is my deepest desire? What is the thing that you want to die for right away? Boom. See, hopefully, men, your marriage should be up there. Ladies, your marriage should be up there. See, one of the things is, my vision, my marriage is up there, so when foolishness, if I'm in the barbershop and folk talking crazy, you know folk talk crazy in the barbershop. Let me talk to you ladies. If you in the hair salon and them women talking crazy, that's right. Because they come in there and be like, I don't understand women. Hey, all they out there ball and chain. Hey, I don't just sit there and laugh. That's right. I speak up and say, not mine. That's right. You got the wrong one. That's your fault. Because everybody ain't a ball and chain. Amen? That's right. I'm happily married. Because see what you let to come in your spirit? See, next thing I know, you see, if I let that thing just go like that, I'll come home be looking at, oh, look at that ball and chain. No matter how good she is. Are you with me? You got to watch what second question, what do I want to leave?